Yo, today I'm going to teach you guys some tricks you can use to get that dark ambient R&B sound that you hear in a lot of Drake and Partynextdoor tracks. I'm actually recovering from a cold right now, so excuse me if my voice sounded a little bit off. But yeah, let's get right to the video. Alright guys, so we got the sample that I just made pulled up on FL Studio right now. I'm not going to show you what it sounds like yet. I want to break down every part piece by piece, and then I'm going to show you the whole thing together. Alright, so we're starting with this chord progression right here. As you can tell, it's made up of basic triads. We're in the G minor scale, meaning there's only two black notes, this E flat and this B flat right here. Even though it says D sharp and A sharp right here, but we're gonna refer to them as E flat and B flat because that's just how it goes in the chord progression. As you can tell, we have a G, a A. Since we already have an A, this wouldn't be A sharp, it would be B flat because we don't have a B right here. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Y'all smart, I'm sure y'all get it. If not, that's cool too. You could just let me know in the comments and I'll try to make a whole separate video. Mind you, I'm not a music theory expert, but I do try to share a little bit of knowledge that I have. So yeah, you should definitely subscribe. No gatekeeping on this channel. So yeah, let's get right to it. So now that we got our basic chord progression, we're gonna build them up by adding 7th notes, 9th notes, even 11th notes. So alright, here's what we got now. Alright, now here's a trick that we're going to use to get the sound that we desire. Number one, repeating notes. For instance, we got this A and this F right here. What we're going to try to do is repeat them throughout the whole chord progression. That way it sounds more consistent and it helps build that dark R&B sound that we're going for. Now I'm going to select our notes, hit shift, and then drag to duplicate it over to the next bar. And then I'm going to do the same for the last bar. Now let me show you what we're sounding like right now. Now so far that sounds pretty good, but we can make it better, especially with that last chord right here. The next trick you can use to get that dark R&B sound we're looking for is creating tension. Now how we're going to do that with this last chord right here is by bringing these two notes closer together. In music, notes that are closer together tend to have more tension. So what we're going to do is take this F right here and then bring it up to the next note in the scale. That way these notes are closer together and they have more tension. Just to show you what I mean, I'm going to delete the rest of our notes and then show you a before and after. So here's what it sounds like before. Now when they're closer together. Now you can hear and even kind of feel the tension between the two notes. And in our case, when we're trying to create that dark sound, this is really beneficial. And let me show you what our chord progression sounds like now. I don't know about you, but that sounds a lot better in my opinion, especially when compared to the chord progression that we had at the beginning with just the triads. Another thing we can do is inversions. So I'm going to try to fill this gap, this big space right here with notes from the bottom. So let's try this one. It could work actually. Let me try this one. Now personally, I think all three of those would have worked, but I like this setup more. So I'm going to leave it like this. And this is how we got our chord progression for the sample. Now in the final version, I did change one thing, and that's the top note. I chopped it up a little bit to have it play in a repeating manner. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now that we got the chord progression, I had to take those chords and turn it into a full sample. First thing I did was change the key and then recorded some vocals to it on the Memos app on iPhone and then emailed it back to myself. Here's what those raw vocals sound like.
Call me when you touch down. Baby, I'm a wreck right now. Baby, I'm a mess right now. Don't know what you on. Don't know what I'm on.
Okay, so after that, I went and pitched those vocals back onto key and then did a little bit of format shifting by 200 cents. Now here's what those vocals sound like with some auto-tune and some effects.
Call me when you touch down. Baby, I'm a wreck right now. Baby, I'm a mess right now. Don't know what you on. Don't know what I'm on.
Here's a list of all the effects I added. If you want a full breakdown on how I get to that sound, I have a video on my channel. I think I'm gonna put the link up right here. I added this pad right here, copied over the same chord progression that we already created with the piano. Here's what it sounds like. One of the most important things you need to keep in mind when making these dark ambient R&B sounds is sound selection. And you can't take any sound and modify it, add effects to it to make it suit whatever you're working on. But honestly, unless you're a sound engineer or somebody who's really good at that stuff, it's not worth the time it's gonna take. So ideally, you wanna find sounds that already sound good and sound suited for whatever sound you're going for, because that's gonna save you a lot of time and effort in the long run. Now for this sample, I chose to use HiCap's Discover Kit. All the sounds are already perfectly suited for dark R&B sounds, as well as all the other one shots I'm going to be using in this video. They all can be found in HiCap's Discover Kit. I'm going to leave my affiliate link in the description if you want to check it out. Now I went and layered it with another pad. Now with this one, I did switch up the chord progression a little bit. I brought back these notes right here that we previously took out to add more tension, and I think it sounds good. And then lastly, I kept the last piano in there for another layer. Here's what all that sounds like together. Then I added this bass pattern right here. Lastly, I added these ambient sounds also from HiCap's Discover Kit. These really help fill in the empty spaces and add more texture to our sample. And really all I had to do was add some volume, fade ins and fade outs. Here's what these sound like. It sounds like a small little thing, but once you play it with all our sample together, you're gonna hear the difference it makes. Now here's what our whole sample sounds like all together.
Call me when you touch down. Baby, I'm a wreck right now. Baby, I'm a mess right now. Don't know what you on. Don't know what I'm on. Call me when you touch down. Baby, I'm a wreck right now. Baby, I'm a wreck right now.
Alright guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Finally got the channel monetized. I'm so happy. And to show you guys my gratitude, I am going to put together a free sample pack. Thank you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Definitely follow your boy on Instagram. It's your boy Darkside. Y'all be safe. We out.